Hey guys, so it's Marilyn again. So I wanted to go ahead and, oh my gosh, I did go to Wally World to go get paper towels, and once again, the shelves are cleared out of toilet paper and paper towels again. But as I was walking through, this is what I found from Hanes. And someone, because it's Wally World, someone ripped up one of the packages and there was a couple of the masks just laying in the display. So I saw that this was a flat front with no seam down the center. So I thought, oh, this would be a perfect example so that I can use my Rhinestone World templates for applying rhinestones on here. So this is nice and flat. It even has a little nose piece on here. The only thing with this is that I see this just sitting flat on your face. And once again, we're trying to avoid from like your mask moving every time you talk like this. And it kind of looks like a face in there, doesn't it? That's kind of creepy. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to cut the templates, because some of the templates actually have two colors. So you're going to essentially have two templates. So, and this is really thick cotton. This I probably would suffocate in. Otherwise, what I can do, and I thought about doing the mask that has the pleats down the side, because that way, when I lay it flat this way, I am able to include a rhinestone template to this. All right. The other thing though is just that what I love about the Cricut masks is the fact that you have that curvature in the front, right? So we're going to have to see what it looks like. But for tutorial purposes, I'm going to go ahead and use this mask so that we can go ahead and cut out one of the cute little templates. I'm going to cut out a puppy one, and then I'm going to cut out the cat one. I believe either one of those or maybe both of them have a two-color rhinestone, and that's going to be super easy to layer. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead to my computer, and I'm going to pull up those files, and then we're going to send it to the Cricut Maker to go ahead and cut the templates. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and use I'm just going to use my cell phone to record my screen. I could use my screencast, however, we're not going to be on the laptop too long, so I'm just going to use my cell phone to record this portion. Alright, so let's just go back. As a reminder, I'm not going to go all the way to TRW's website and show you how to download and all that stuff. It's in my last cup tutorial. So I've already downloaded my zip file onto my TRW folder that I have on my desktop. So the folder that you want is going to be your rhinestone, oops, that ain't it, face mask rhinestone crafters. Anything that says craft file or crafters file, that's going to be for Cricut users. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And once I've unzipped my file, these are all the files that I have in there. This is a mini pack that I purchased through the Rhinestone World. And these are all cute little rhinestone templates for putting on top of masks. Okay, so let's see here. We're going to do a dog one, and then we're going to do a cat one. And this should not take an hour like the rhinestone cup template. This is going to be really quick because, as you can see, sorry guys, I'm not in frame there. As you can see, that's going to be the front of the template for the masks. Okay, so that's the puppy one. But there's two files for the puppy in this mini pack. And the reason why there's two files, oops, let's minimize that. The reason why there's two files is because you have dog 1 of 2, and then now we have a dog 2 of 2. That's going to be the inside of the tongue. So for the inside of the tongue, once I cut out my template, I can make that into pink rhinestones or I can make it into little red rhinestones for the tongue for the puppy. So you have 2 files for that one. You have, oops, I keep going to the wrong one. You have the little face of the puppy, and then you also have the inside of the tongue. All right, so let's go ahead to Cricut. Let me close these files real quick, and then we're going to upload them to Cricut. All right, so I've already unzipped my files, and they're separate inside my TRW folder. So the first one, and we're going to do the cat as well. So we're going to do cat of 1, 1 of 2. I can't open multiple files yet. So let's do cat of 1. How cute is that? It's got the little whiskers in the tongue. So I'm going to hit save. I'm going to put these animal ones in the same project on my Cricut design space. Once again, sorry guys, I am not focused in here. Let me twist my tripod real quick. So if you bought this mini pack, this is super cute. So we're going to go ahead and upload cat 2 of 2. That's going to be the inside of the tongue for the cat. All right, and then let's go find the dog. The dog one is going to be 1 of 2. We're going to open that. That's the little dog's face, or part of his face. And then we're going to upload his tongue. So that is dog 2 of 2. Crafter file. Keep in mind that anything that says crafter on it is going to be a Cricut file. The holes are already punched out for you, so all you have to do is cut out the template. So let's go ahead and upload all these files. I'm going to hit insert images. Okay, so now here, as you can see inside of Cricut, let me minimize it once again. So as you can see, the files are way too big, but I need to know what size these are. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to Corel Draw, and I'm going to upload these files into Corel so I know what my measurements are. Same thing as in the cup situation. We're going to call it a situation because design space is a total situation. All right, so we're going to hit new document. Okay. All right, we're going to import. We're going to import the same files, but the first one we're going to do the dog first, and then we'll go ahead and do the cat. So keep in mind and make sure when you write your measurements down that you know which measurement is for which template. So are you going to do 1 of 2, which is mostly his face, and then you want to make sure that you have the correct measurements for the tongue. Okay. So there's our template, right? So this is essentially, let me get my handy dandy notebook and my pen so I can make a note of what this template size is. All right. So for the dog face, dog 1 of 2, my template size on that is going to be 5.485 wide by 4.606. I'm going to put dog face 1 of 2. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and import the second part of that. And that's going to be the dog 2 of 2. Dog 2 of 2. Crafter file. All right. And the measurement for the tongue template. Now this is not the measurement of the tongue. This is the measurement of this entire yellow square. Because essentially, when we lay out the rhinestones, and I'm going to show you that on this tutorial, you can layer your templates on top of each other for, so it's going to be the same size. 5.485 by 4.606. I should have known that because, again, we're going to layer them. So that's the tongue. So I'm going to guess that perhaps the cat template is going to be the same. But let's take a look. We got cat 1 of 2. And it'd be helpful if I wore my glasses. This might be a little different. It's more wider than taller. So this one here, the cat 1 of 2, is going to be 5.5 inches wide by 4.096 high. All right. So we're going to assume that the other template, the tongue template, is going to be the exact same size as this. And you're going to find out why. So let's go ahead and hit import again. And I'm probably going to save this file into my Corel Draw anyway, since I already have it. And this template here is the same as its little whiskers, and that is 5.5 by 4.096. So if you don't have Corel Draw, you do want to download Inkscape so that you can get the measurements as I've previously shown you in 2 of my previous videos. So I'm going to do Rhinestone pets. We're just going to do a face mask. All right. I am feeling like I am running out of energy today. It's Friday. It's the weekend. So those are all the little templates. So this tongue right here goes to the puppy. And then this little tongue right here goes to the cat. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of there. And we're going to hide this. We're going to hide the cat for now, and then we're going to hide the dog 2 of 2 because we're going to start with number 1 template. Now the width on here says that we are at 72. Come on, focus. 72.864. That is so high. Now what I also noticed the last time I was recording my video, I kind of highlighted, you know, my numbers here, and there was 1 digit that I could not see past the 4, which changed my measurement initially when I cut my first Rhinestone Starbucks cup template. So that's why my circles were off. That's why it's super important to know what your measurements are. So make sure your box is empty too. So what we want to go ahead and enter into this space is going to be, we're on the dog one, right? Yes. So for the dog template, it was 5.485, and then that should give me my height automatically at 4.606, which it did. How cute! This is going to be so cute. All right. And then so let's go ahead and undo the other dog template, which is its tongue, and we're going to change that to 5.485 as well, and that'll give us our correct measurement over here. So essentially, when we cut out this rhinestone template, we're going to pour all of our clear rhinestones down, we're going to pick it up with our hot fix tape, and then we can lay this template on top of this one like this, and then pour our pink or red rhinestones, and then put the hot fix tape back on top of it to pick up that color. And I see that I am not Bixby. So essentially, we're going to take this template after we pick up all the rhinestones off of that one, and then we're going to literally stick this template on top of the other template so we have a nice clean setting into this part here, so when we pick up the red rhinestones, we know exactly that it's going to be perfect because we're going to line up our templates together. So I'm going to show you all of that. So let's go ahead and send this to the maker. Let me go ahead and attach these two. We're going to hit attach. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my device, and I'm going to get my magic flock together on my mat, and then I will return. All right, guys. So it's a good thing I got another roll of magic flock, because this was all I had left, was this little piece and this little piece. So I cut out my 5 inches off of my magic flock. I'm going to go ahead and attach that to my very old Cricut mat, but the old mats for some reason have way more stickiness than the newer mats. I don't like the new mats. During it's in April or March, during COVID, I ordered some mats and they had no stickiness to them. All right, so this is not something that you want to mirror. We're going to leave it like that because we're going to cut the top of our magic flock. All right, and we're going to see how long this takes. I'm not going to record the entire cut, even though this is a much smaller template. I'm going to go ahead and hit make it, so I have it ready to go. And we're going to hit continue. And from my previous Starbucks Rhinestone cup, I told you that I set my settings to the flocked iron-on. And I believe, did I hit more? No, I believe I found my perfect settings. So I'm not going to hit more. And if it doesn't cut, then we'll know I totally messed up. But let me go ahead and insert this into the Cricut Maker. All right. Now I'm going to time this as well. I have my iPad here. I'm going to time how long this little template takes. So let me go ahead and pull that up on my iPad. Where's my clock? So here's the 59 minutes and 59 seconds. This is when I cut the cup. I didn't know they still saved that time on there. So we're going to hit reset. I'm going to go ahead and hit my Cricut button. And I'm going to hit start. So I shall return with the final number on how long this takes to cut. Done. 7 minutes and 44 seconds. All right, so let me go ahead and release this mat. Okay, and then we're going to come right over here. So let me set this up on this desk. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right. So let's go ahead and remove it from the mat. I love this book. This is one of the books that I made out of acrylic. I absolutely love this thing. So the only thing is that when it gets really warm in the craft room or whatever, it starts to get a little more flexible because this is resin. It's kind of weird, but I love this book. I made my mom one too. All right. Let's see if our dots are absolutely perfectly left behind, as they should be. So here's the reveal. All right. I was getting a little worried there. I didn't see dots. OMG. I am so happy that I found the perfect setting on the Cricut machine. This is actually bigger than what I anticipated it to be. Let's get the little tongue out. Cute and perfect. Boom. So this mat that I'm using is this clear mat that I got from IKEA. I love this thing. It's really soft. This is where I usually lay out my rhinestones because this lifts off really easy. Doesn't stick too hard on here. All right, so I'm gonna grab some hot fix tape. We're gonna do one at a time, so I wanna make sure I move this one over. But I'm gonna grab my clear clear rhinestones and hot fix tape. And I think for the tongue, I'm probably gonna use pink. All right, guys, so for those of you that are new to the TRW and doing rhinestones with your Cricut, OMG, let me show you this material that I got. Now, this is called Bling Anything material. It already comes in a big sheet like this. Let me get out of focus a little bit here. And this you can essentially cut with your scissors against the rhinestones and bling anything. So I'm going to copy Pilar and probably add some of this to my car. So look at how pretty this is. This is really heavy too. Isn't that pretty? It's all rhinestones. So look at up close, how close the rhinestones are. Isn't that gorgeous? That's pretty. All right. So I was like, oh my gosh, where's my bling, my bling sheet? And it was inside my rolled up in my vinyl. All right, so let's go ahead, and I cut out my hot fix tape. So then when I store this, I'm gonna put one template here, and then I'm gonna stick the other template here. We wanna keep using your hot fix transfer sheet, okay, your tape. So we're just gonna leave the tongue there for now. I already turned on my heat press. Well, first I gotta lay out the stones. That would be helpful. Okay. I'm all over the place today, guys. I am so sorry. I apologize. All right. So we're going to do white. And then this is the pink that I'm going to use for the tongue. It's a TRW pink. So let's go ahead, lay out the face. It's going to be so cute. Now you have some people that are dog lovers, and then you have your cat lovers. We used to have a little Chihuahua years ago when my kids were small, when we first moved into this house, and that was a long time ago. And then I ended up having to give her up because I was traveling a lot, I wasn't home a lot, and then I started feeling guilty because we weren't home. So then I gave her to adopt a pet. I tried to go back for my dog that night, and they told me she wasn't there, so I went back the next day. I went in there crying like a baby. I was so distraught, and I asked them for my dog back, and I wasn't going to leave until I got my dog back, and they ended up calling the police on me, so I had to leave the premises. But I was really traumatized by that, and I thought, okay, well, we're never going to get a pet again, because unless I know for 1,000% I'm going to be there to take care of it, I'm not getting another pet. Well, my daughter wanted a cat, and I'm like, no, I've never really liked cats. I don't want a cat. No, 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 no. Then my son called one day and said, Mom, can Brianna have a cat? And I have been talking to my daughter about it for about a year now. And I said, well, I'll think about it. And so we ended up getting a kitten. And I never thought that I would really like a cat. However, she's kind of cool, and she's so cute. So her name is Bulma. She's named after a Dragon Ball Z character, and the reason why is because my son got 2 cats from the same litter, and his best friend got a cat from the same litter, and they both named it after Dragon Ball Z characters. So my son was like, Mom, if you get the cat, can you keep it in the Dragon Ball Z family since they're siblings? And I'm like, it's your sister's cat. She could do whatever she wants with it. But she's really cute. And I hear her in the hallway. So we're going to go ahead and pick this up. And then we're going to lay out our pink rhinestones. Bulma! Hi! and she's outside. All right, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna move my laptop over just a smidge, and then I'm gonna use the hinge method that of course I learned from the Rhinestone world. And so we're essentially going to tape this on. My transfer sheet is so big. Let me cut it. This is just way too big. Hi, Boma. All right, I'm gonna cut this in half actually, but I'm just gonna cut the transfer tape in half. Hold, please. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and use the hinge method, and this is what I learned from the Rhinestone world. We could either drop it down in a U shape like I did the cup decal, or you can use the hinge method by taping it down on one side and then just pulling it over this way. So then when we layer the tongue on top of here, you'll be able to get it in the right exact place. So that's the point of layering your templates. That is so cute. Super cute. Okay, so we're gonna tape that over. We're gonna fold it under just a smidge. So now we're gonna go ahead and line up our templates. And when you line it up the right way, you're not gonna see any of the other holes underneath it. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and sprinkle our pink rhinestones on here. Bulma. Hey, don't scratch up my chair. All right. No, not on the rhinestones. She's still a kitten, so she is all over the place. And usually she's not in my craft room, but my daughter's not here, so I left my door open. She'll be fine. All right. You can't tear up my chair, babies. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and attach the pink stones. So we're just gonna pull it right over, and as you can see, everything lines up perfectly. How perfect is that? So I'm gonna go ahead and put my rhinestones in here before I spill them. So there's the template. How perfect is that? So let's go ahead and press this to one of the masks. Hopefully it fits on the space of the mask that I do have. And there she is. Oh yeah? All right, guys. So I'm gonna use my mini press for this because it is a small area, but also because you have all the seams and this, all of these little, this bulk. I don't want to put this underneath my large heat press and possibly miss pressing some of the rhinestones. So I'm going to go ahead and iron this out just a little bit. And again, I usually have my mini press set onto the second setting. The fourth or the third setting gets really, really hot. Now I did try on this mask, or one of the masks. I put the one that I tried on to the side, and it kind of fits loose, but it does have the nose piece on here, so you can form it to your face. So it might not be as bad because it's not tight against your face. So it might not be so bad wearing this mask. And it kind of feels like t-shirt material. Obviously, it's Hanes. So let's go ahead and grab the rhinestone thing here. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel this back. My hot fix tape might be a little too long for this, so I'm just going to cut a little piece off because I'm not trying to have all this excess dealing with all of that. So Looks like one of my rhinestones shifted. So I'm going to move that over just a smidge. All right. And then we're going to place it on the mask. Oh my gosh. All right, so this thing takes up the entire space pretty much. So it's pretty big. This is one of the reasons why I do want to use the Easy Press. I think this will be perfect for the Easy Press. Because of the size. And you want to make sure you don't get into the rhinestones on this seam edge, because then it's not going to stick very well. So let me finagle this just a little bit. All right. I'll stretch it out a little bit. I'm sure these will shrink a little bit when you put them in the washer. But I want to try to get this as straight as possible. So I'm not lifting off this rhinestone template a whole lot. So we're about there. I'm not on any seams over here or over here or at the top. So for this mask, I think that looks pretty straight. So I'm going to go ahead and press. And if you're using the mini press, what I would suggest, I have an extra rhinestone. Shoot. What I would suggest is do not slide your Easy Press across the rhinestones, because you have a chance of making your rhinestones shift. So we're going to go ahead and place a Teflon sheet over it, and we're just going to push down and probably do 3 or 4 sections. Now, if I had a mini press, my Easy Press, I would totally do this with my Easy Press, but my original Easy Press, so you do have to put some pressure on this. My original Easy Press actually died, and then after that happened, I thought, well, maybe that's why they came out with the Cricut Easy Press 2, because they knew that there was some sort of malfunction with the first one, and I barely used it. I called Cricut, but because it was past the warranty, they did not replace it for me. I know I talk about that a lot in my videos, but that was expensive for it to not work. They should have replaced it if they knew that there was a manufacturing default to it. So I'm just going to lift. I'm not rubbing the Easy Press on top of the rhinestones, because if I start sliding this around, it's going to shift all my rhinestones. I'm not trying to do all that. Now, if you're unsure of how long something like this is going to take, feel free to put it on the highest setting. The highest setting is 400. So then you may not need to press it as many times as I'm doing. I'm just doing this for my sanity, really. Just want to make sure it's on there. So let's see what happens if I peel this off. Not bad for such a little press. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this again with my Teflon sheet. And then I'm going to go from section to section here. Let me start at the top. I'm just going to go down the middle, and then I'm going to go to the sides. And I'm not really counting. I mean, you can count, but I think this would work really well with the Easy Press. But being that I have this or my large press, this is what I'm going to work with. And I hope I just didn't shift rhinestones from trying to exit out of that phone call. So cute. So there's the mask. That's hot. So we'll let it cool off before I start messing with it. That is so adorable. And this is a pretty big, image. So that's what it looks like. Now, I can cut the cat one, but this is pretty much the entire video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to go ahead and cut the cat one in the meantime, and then press that onto a mask.